Okay, so I believe probably talked with a lot of you folks. Mike Guilfoyle, ARC. Welcome everybody. What we're going to do now are do some breakout sessions, which is going to be we're going to have to do a little bit of rearranging. But I think we're going to try to do some groups of about 12, roughly. Don't over-engineer it. We get close enough to 12, we'll be good. And we're gonna have some questions to discuss, and then from that discussion, we'll have some presentations of the answers by each of the groups. So, just a few things to keep in mind around the rules for the breakouts. Again, let's try to get into groups of 12. Make sure you do remember the antitrust rules, and please, if somebody does bring something up, just let them know to back off that a little bit. We really want to encourage participation because that's where it works. The more people that provide input, the more we all learn. It's just inevitable. So whether you have a question about something where you want to know an answer or you have something that you can share that's of value to the group, please do contribute both ways. All contributions are welcome. There are no silly ideas. And also, let's focus on outcomes. So, I think it's fairly easy to kind of come up with a laundry list of problems, but we want to be very outcome focused to understand that we're trying to learn how to move forward. If you do have some conflict in terms of your answers, that's fine. We welcome those different inputs and those different opinions, but please resolve those things rather peacefully if you can. If you have any questions about anything or you do need some help, we'll have moderators, myself, Greg, Mark Sengupta will be around to assist in that process. So here's what we're looking at in terms of the questions in the breakout, roughly 20 minutes and 40 minutes. If there's good conversation going, we won't stop it. We definitely encourage you guys to share. Each group, please, the first thing you do, nominate somebody to speak for each group and present that back to the rest of the room. Collect and collate the answers. And then, again, once we're done with that, we'll call time and have you present. So the 5 questions we have today are: what issues limit your ability to scale your digital transformation initiatives? That is a repeating theme that I've heard over the last 18 months. Where successes sometimes are not what people had anticipated. And even when they do succeed, it really is much more difficult and costly than they thought. So we want to really focus on what helps with getting scale. How does your organization use digital transformation to improve responsiveness to customers? This may seem like an odd question, given that we're all representational of operational processes. However, with digital transformation, the inevitability is that the wall between operations and customers shrink. That's what's going to occur. So it's important that we think about the idea of how can we help the business outcome? How can we help the business objective serve the customer better? So we want to think about where any of you are doing that and what that does look like. What metrics does your organization use to measure your initiatives? I think there's a lot of desire to have a set standard of best practices and metrics associated with that. I think that's fairly elusive at this point, so we want to see what people are capturing and what they've been able to achieve with that. How important is ROI justification, and what strategies do you use to obtain approvals? This is, I think, a very hot topic with folks, as a lot of executives have pushed down the mandates for digital transformation on their operational people who have never done some of the things that they're being tasked with doing. So how do you justify that ROI when you're embarking on something that you've never done before? And then another thing that seems to be cropping up quite a bit lately is the topic of sustainability in digital transformation initiatives. So want to hear about how you're factoring that into your digital transformation initiatives. So if we could take a moment, break yourself up into loose groups of 12. I know it's a little difficult with the configuration of the room, but we'll get going on that if we can. Thanks.